Hello. 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 I'm doing another one of these meandering hangout streams. I'm just going through my looper settings here and making sure everything is sounded pretty nice in terms of just like how just the pure sound of each layer and how input and output layers and just blah 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 blah, all that, the effects that I put on it, all this kind of stuff. So I'm just going through that and hang out, jump in the chat. We got someone already in the chat. Trickman Terry coming through, my man. Just hanging out, doing some looper. I'm going to jump right into the first song. This one is in the key of F. Let's see what is going to happen here as I go back and forth and play with some settings. Terry, my guy. So you found here from Center Random. Yeah. Did you see his remix of my beats I made for him? That was a pretty fly. He's really dope with those pocket operators. is so far. These layers I felt like I didn't get to mess with enough. I'm gonna erase those and putz around some more. Trying to perfect these here. But I did like it. I did like those. That's the fun part about the looping, is I can just destroy it quick and then say, oh man, I wish I didn't destroy that. I see the question is coming through. Terry has got the question. It says, are both of these loopers the RC505 model Mark 1, Mark 2? What's the deal? So the deal with that is that the bottom one, this one down here, this is a Mark 1. I got this one in like, I think like 2007 or something. And these days I use it pretty much only for percussion. So stuff that's not tonal. But then up here I have, this is a Mark II. And this one I use for all the melodic stuff, including the bass. That's my bass right here. So I use that for that. And then everything else is just melodic in one way or another. But they're MIDI synced. And it's really pretty cool. It gives me a lot of flexibility. There's a lot of stuff I can do with it, including try to remake those couple of layers that I just erased. I'm gonna see what's going on with those. Pretty happy with that that modification on these layers. It's a bit too loud, I think, so I'm gonna have to adjust. Probably this layer actually. Take this down quite a bit. I really like what I got with these or I guess harmonies. Worked out pretty well in that case. So I don't really want to erase these. I might just make the adjustment and leave it and test it next time. All right, what else I got? pretty happy with that. With the output filter there. That's pretty good. I gotta use that one more. I love that one. That's an example. That's an example of something that makes me want to do this series of adjusting all the outputs, because I don't like that slicer at all. This one is it's too fast. Listen to this. I see Terry got another question. Are you part of any synth Discord? I am not. Should I be? Should I go searching for some Discords on synths? Maybe I should do that. For synths and loopers, live looping. Both of those might be a good overlap. That's a good suggestion. Thank you, Terry. I don't really use Discord that much, but I am able to, so I might. But I got to deal with this slicer. This is too fast. Listen to it. It's too much. It's like it's barely doing anything, but it's also not adding anything. Here, now it's already a little better. We got a suggestion. The Golden Shrimp Guild. Am I reading that right? Golden Shrimp Guild. All right. Well, now that it's there in the chat, now I can refer to it later. That was pretty helpful. Thank you for putting it in writing. This is okay. A slow one could be good. All right. Most of these are pretty good. I had a little check mark up here that reflects ones that I think are in good shape, so I'm not surprised that I didn't have many edits for this one. But I did make a couple adjustments, including, is it this one here? Okay, I'm glad I checked that because it wasn't actually as low as I wanted it to be. I had to adjust a different parameter. We got another comment. Terry, do you have a drink or something? We have a tradition when I do these live streams that we take a sip of our drink together and do a cheers. It's pretty nice. You can join the first cheers of the stream. I'm gonna grab my drink right now. Grab your drink if you got one. Here it is. We are doing a cheers moment. LBZ is in the place. Loop base 0. Are you gonna grab a drink, my guy? We're doing our first cheers moment of the stream. Grab your drink if you got it. We are gonna do a cheers. It's gonna be so great. You are going to be so enthused and feeling so connected to everybody else. It's going to be so wonderful. Here it comes, my friends. On three, we're going to cheers together. 1, 2, 3. Clink. Cheers. I should have a tagline of some kind for that. The reconsider it cheers or something. Except it should actually be some some kind of actual tagline. I saw a couple new things came in the chat. What did I miss? Okay, Terry says you're just starting out and you found people to be very supportive of you. That's awesome. That's really great news. Good. Keep going. What would it be like if I laid down the melody first? I have a couple of tracks on my playlist. Not many. I think like 2 where I start out on just the melody. I find that I can start with at least a hi-hat layer, like a basic thing to know where the loop starts and ends. If I start with just a melody layer, it's for me I need to have that rhythmic precision. I find it hard to get the drums to sync up afterward is what I'm trying to get to. Uh yeah. So for me, I usually start with at least a hi-hat layer, and like I said, I have 2, possibly 3, but I'll just promise 2 that are in my live looping improv playlist. One of them's called Slow Down. I wish I remembered the other ones. Slow Down is the one that I'm actually not sure if it starts with only a hi hat or something else. In any case, I like to see my guy Terry. You have clinked your phone. That's the best. That's the best. Let me get this other thing. What else did I want to change? I don't think there's anything else that I wanted to change, but wasn't sure if I changed. I changed during the play. You know what? These I should take down a little bit. They're already on 80, which is pretty low. I should do a test before I save it and erase all these. Ah, shit. I should have saved at least one of them for comparison. I was going to see what's the level like now. So I'm going to do a test of that real quick. Let's see. Hold on. All right. That's good. Yeah, the volume levels are good now that I adjusted it on the input. All right, cool. I am pretty happy with this F key, F tuned layer. So I'm going to save this. We can move on to F sharp after this. I could try to do, as Terry is saying, I could try to do a melody first. Oh man, this is going to fail so horribly and I'm going to have to start over. But I'll do it. I'll do it. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be really solid. Let's see. What are the textures I have here? Let's find out. How about I try starting with that one? We'll see what the let's see if I can sync up something. Let's find out. Actually, I just realized that's technically impossible because this looper controls the tempo. Control is MIDI synced. So I have to start something down here. But I'll still move forward and just do a hi-hat, like I said, and then do some melody stuff and then bring in drums later. I don't do that enough. I was thinking the other day that I wanted to do more of it. So I'm glad you asked, Terry. Let's do it. I'm seeing some feedback regarding the tremolo. Or is it tremolo? I don't know how to pronounce that. I've only seen it in writing. Are you talking about these? Is this the one that you're saying, the LBZ, loop base 0? You talk about this layer? Oh, that's option A. That's option A is this layer. Or we talk about this one? Oh, that's not a tremolo. Yeah, that is the one you're talking about. Yeah, this, okay, yeah, this one doesn't have tremolo either. So it must be this one. This one, I think was it? No, it wasn't this, was the other layer. In the prior song, the key of F, I had something with a slicer and a tremolo on it. It's pretty nice. That's the nice thing about these, is I can stack so many different effects and things, and the order matters. So that's pretty, empowering. Yeah, actually, my guy, you would probably love these things. Listen to who I'm talking to. Yeah, you would get so much use out of these, it would blow your mind. I'm pretty happy with that also. What about this one? I think that's pretty good. These came from my first era. These couple of layers that I'm checking today. Or not layers, but palettes, I call them. These came from my oldest era, so they're already pretty evolved. I'm pretty happy with these. I think this layer in particular, this one, I think it's a little loud. Although it might have just been that I spoke too loud into it. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's okay. It's at max volume. Or not max, but, neutral. You're right at the beginning there. It's a do another. I'm gonna erase that and do another one, another take of it, and just see if that's also too loud. Which one? That was this. Can I balance the level? There's a big heart button, so I can't see what word comes after level. Oh, and. Can you balance the level and EQ of each track as they play? Yeah. Well, not EQ. Not EQ. Or at least I haven't found that. Maybe there is an EQ. That's what I need. That would allow me to restrict each layer a little bit with a little more control. I see Cubba has joined the chat. Welcome, Cubba. You came to the previous hangout chat that we're doing here. I'm still testing my levels. I did a different type of... Actually, you might like this one, Cubba. I started with just a hi-hat on this one, and then I built up with the melodies first, and then the bass, and then the drums came in last. So, something about that strikes me as maybe your style a bit. I gotta test one layer right now and see how the levels are on it. A cheers moment incoming, my friends. Grab your drink if you got one. We're doing a very nice bonding cheers moment coming up right now. I gotta get my drink. Got it. We are gonna clink. Some clink action is going to go on right now very soon. We got a cheers coming up. You ready for this, my friends? You're going to feel so enthused and inspired. You're going to feel like, wow, I'm part of something. I'm part of something, and it's such an exciting experience. Here it comes on 3, my friends. 1, 2, 3. You gotta have the you gotta have one of those. It's the best experience when you exasperate your exhale, I guess, after a good cheers moment. I gotta test the output effects. But how are these doing on levels before I do that? They should all be able to play at the same time without being too overpowering. See that? That one's a bit much. I gotta adjust the... Which one should I adjust? Output? Let's start by limiting the output. I see we have some cheers emojis in the Zoom. Or not Zoom. In the YouTube. Yeah, I use Zoom. too, then put something about Zoom in the chat. Did you ever mistake a YouTube chat for a Zoom chat like I just did? Let's test some output effects. That one's fly. If you listen back to my old, well, not my old, but just my videos, my weekly improv videos that I make. This is pretty dope. Google Chat says LBZ, my guy. Anyway, if you were to listen back to my videos, the ones I release every week, you would see that this effect, the vinyl effect, I usually do it only on the drums. I'm not in the habit of doing it on the like this, but this is really dope. Like, what the hell? I need to start doing this very frequently. I should explore doing it more on these. Like, what's the best time to hit it? That was pretty good. One of the things I find with that effect is that it's pretty good. It's pretty good when you hit the natural rhythm. And ideally, also, you hit what do they call it? A stab of an emphasis point, I guess. That's also a good moment for this effect. Really dope. So I think that's set up fine. I don't really need to test that one more. I think I might also do another key. I might go to G. We'll see how we do here. This I want to change. If you got my previous stream that I did, what did I do that? I did that yesterday? No, I did that 2 days ago. I discovered about how I have multiple types of filters. So this one is just the low pass filter, like my old standard one. So I'm gonna tweak this and just come up with some other kind of sound. Whatever feedback you have, definitely put it in the chat. But let's see, what other kind of filters can I put on this? I'm gonna take all that down. I want to hear this as clearly as possible. If you're not listening on headphones, you're missing out. All right, first let's start by going to not a low pass. I got I think Mike yesterday or Sunday said it was bandwidth pass. It was pretty dope. Yes. Yeah. Let's see how that sounds on a high pass. I'm gonna put the same rate on it. Maybe I take the resonance down a little bit. I see my guy LBZ. Whoa! I was not expecting that. That's fantastic. All right, what are you saying, my man? Can I bust out to a board like pedals? I could, but it's only got like each looper has a couple of output options. Like the one on the bottom here has got. Why does the bass come in when I drop this to the lowest? This is wild. Anyway, so like this one at the bottom, for example, I've got a stereo. What do you call this? I mean, I would call this like a 1/4 inch. And it's also got the option for a 1/4 headphones, so just, stereo. There's an aux. I don't think I've ever used that. So that's the options there for this one. It's not really like I can't control each individual loop layer. So like there's this one, the kick, I guess. Then there's this one, the clap or snare or something. And then this is like the shaker hi-hat thing. That's all one output coming out. which is like if you look at any 505 forum or discussion group on Facebook, that's somewhere in the posts. Somebody's like, boss, will you please make us with the option to be able to export each of the 5 layers individually? And I'm on board with that, to be real with you. That would be the ideal, because that's the only reason I haven't made like 7 albums, because I can't mix these after I do a session. That's kind of what I'm trying to do right now with testing all the levels and everything, is that, man, this is, I'm glad I went to this other filter here. This is really dope. I still got to tweak some of the little knobs on that. But anyway, yeah, I can't export it like to a DAW, like what you're saying, my guy. That's exactly what I want. Otherwise, I would be making like stupid albums constantly. I could probably, create, I don't know how many, something in the double digits of songs a week, if I could have the ability to easily manipulate them after the fact. Anyway, back to this filter. I think that I like it. I want to keep it, this one instead of the low pass for sure. But I still got to play around with some of the little things that I can adjust. Okay, that's the cutoff. Okay. I really like it, though. I'm glad I messed around with it. Oh, that's so tight. This layer. I hit some really awesome... I hit some really nice angle with the filter. It was pretty good. The Dawless craze, says LBZ in the chat. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. I'm cool with it, because that's what I do. I'm on board with that. But I would like the option of being able to mix it after the fact. Wow, yeah, there's like pieces of it that don't quite get filtered. Oh, wait, look at... Wow, this is unexpected behavior. This is so cool. I get to explore this. Love the bass. I might want to put this on a bass as input. Not many of my palettes have got, something significant going on with the bass. But usually it's just either a raw bass or it's, reverb or slicer or something. Something pretty simple that I have on my bass usually. But I have like 2 or 3 palettes where I do something kind of weird with the bass. This might be, wow. This high pass filter might be fly to put on some bass as input. Wow, that's cool. Up here, it's totally filtered out, but coming down, it's, pretty rad. So that's the depth. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's a little too grainy. That's probably why it's depth. That's got a little grainy. I like that. That's cool. I'm happy with that. What was that? 42 and 18? Or was that 18? It's a really nice display that they have here on the MK2. It's much better than, or it's much more detailed and finer. I don't know what you'd say. Finer something. But it's also smaller. And usually I don't play with this elevated setup. Anyway, back to this stuff. I think I like that filter. I'm going to keep it as it is. That's a pretty good filter. Now I got to go to the reverb and or delay. Might be delay in this palette. Or and the slicer. Let's see. What do we got? This is a reverb. Let's do something else with this reverb. Let me get one of these. Yeah, let me do this. I got a gate reverb. I don't know what that means, but I know that it's a little more interesting than just a plain ordinary reverb. I don't know much about it, but let's check that out because we're messing with the output layers. Krach Buddha. Did I pronounce that correctly? My man. I studied German for a few years, but it's way out of the... Oh, Robo is in the place. Yes. Robo, you bring the Amiga? Dude, that is so fly. Yo, anybody in the chat or watching this afterward and looking in the chat, you should click on Robo's profile. And I mean, frankly, everybody that's in here is an artist. Robo has this Amiga synthesizer. It's so dope. It's so dope. My man just released another song like yesterday or something, I think. Croc Buddha's a little harder. Cuppa's more like poetic. Cuppa, is that an okay description? I think that it's, poetic, a wide palette of styles, and it's all has like you could like feel the creativity dripping off of what Cuppa does. We've also got Lupe Zero. My guy is the loop master. He usually uses a guitar, but not always. Other, sounds and things, other instruments. So anybody watching this afterward or who's not participating in the chat, just click on any of these artists' names. They all got, just like me, they're releasing stuff, every week or more. All sorts of different styles. The YouTube community is awesome. Can we do a cheers to the YouTube music artist community? Let me put the filter back on for this. Grab your drink. We're going to do a cheers in order to do this. I'm grabbing the other drink. You ever seen this drink before? Let me see. Get it on the camera. There. You ever seen that drink before? I discovered these oh man, I think it was during the pandemic that I discovered these. They're dope. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I should get a product endorsement or something. Oh, no kidding. See, I can read what Robo said. Robo says, "Hey, Croc, du auch hier," which means, "Oh, you're also here?" I studied a little German, Robo. We were talking about that earlier. I totally did not do a cheers moment there. I failed you. But I won't fail you when it comes to the reverb and the slicer. Reverb, I think there's a little too much body to it. Oh, totally, yeah. There you go, yeah. These were on the defaults. I gotta drop out most of the low end. Actually, I can ask that of all of y'all because you're all artists. What do you think of your reverb? Do you keep bass in it? Do you add low end? Do you take out low end? The same for the high end. What do? Do you keep it in as whatever it is? Neutral? Do you add? Do you take away? I usually take away a fair amount of bass unless, in rare situations where that's the perfect contrast in the soundscape. But usually I take out the low end on my reverb, and I drop a little bit of the high end. But I like my reverb usually to be more is crisp. I don't know how to describe stuff. Cuppa's got a comment on the reverb. What does Cuppa say? Love reverb. I use it just sort of like the defaults. Yeah, there's a lot you can do even with just whatever it is you start with. I think this reverb is better now that I took out the low end on it. It's across all the layers right now. Usually I don't put it on the bass. I like to play with different amounts of... Oh, see, that's pretty good. Where the supporting, boring background layers are getting the reverb, but the stronger, more foreground layers don't have the reverb. That is really good. That works really well. Alright, I'm gonna put it on all of them again. What do we got here? Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I'm happy with that reverb. This is too fast. For anyone who was here earlier, I had the same comment on the previous track. That the slicer, it's just too much. It's too, yeah, it's too much for me. I want to take that down. I could get down with this one. Yeah, that's tearing up the bass. Listen to that. Listen to that. Oh, that's good. Alright. Yeah. Since I changed the rate of it, I'm pretty happy with this. The slicer here on the output. Yeah, that's good. This I want higher. I had been experimenting with slicer output, and I changed my philosophy on part of it. So I'm adjusting this one to reflect my new philosophy, which is basically start every quarter strongly. Oh man, I love what it's doing to the bass. This is dope. Alright, I think that one's pretty good. I'm going to let it sit for a second so I rest my ears, and then I'm going to do a little bit of testing just on all levels and things, and then I'll save it. And I'm probably going to do another one. I have enough energy for that. We'll see how we're doing. But let's check out the... Take all this down. Let's check out the overall levels before I save. I think I'm pretty happy with this one. This might be a fun thing to just do in an ongoing manner, even if I finish my current list of palettes to get through. Nice. All right, F sharp is done. I think I'm going to do G also. This round of G. I basically have, for every key, I have 2 palettes dedicated to it. Minus 2. 2 I didn't finish yet. So I only have 22. But that's a fair amount of palettes. You know, I keep them rotating. I kind of randomly pick which key I'm going to do. I'm going to start on G here. We could chat more. What are the things for G? I don't know. Let's find out. I am down with this bass. I have a reverse reverb on that. That works. I'm down with that. Earlier I said I usually drop out the low end from the reverb. This one right now that I'm messing with is actually an example where I sometimes leave in the low end. It's like meant to kind of complement the bass in a way. We'll see how it turns out. Be real with you if I can. Is it okay if I'm real with you for a second? I fucking love this layer. I don't want to touch it. I'm scared to go and change a single knob. It's so dope. Ah, man, I love that so much. exactly what I'm going to do with this. Because... Yes, awesome. I just discovered that the other melodic layer I was just messing with over there had a reverse reverb. That was one of the outputs I was messing with. And I was like, oh man, it sounds dope. And then I said, wait a minute. Wasn't that what I used on the bass layer earlier? Oh man. And it turns out, yep, that is the case. So I'm just going to use the exact same reverse reverb settings to the best of my recollection. This is actually going to be possibly somewhat challenging. Let's see. All right, what do we got? We got 0.5, 0.5. Let me go apply that real quick. 0.5, already got it. Very nice. Must be a default. Default crew. Doing it. All right. Well, this part I might want to be different. So I'm going to temporarily ignore those. 0, okay. I'm surprised to see that. Okay, there you go. That's what I expected. Okay, so the rest will be specific to the other layer. Let's see what it sounds like. I mess with settings. Really right just happened there. I don't know if you caught that. Or at least moving in the right direction. It's got to sound good against this too. All right. Let's see. I'm pretty happy with that overall. I think it peaks a little, and I think that might come down to performance of it. Yeah. The end of the first half peaks. Right there. That's too much. All right. Can I cut that back in the input? That's so cool. I can't wait to try that on the output later. Let's see. Which one is this? It's this one, I think. Going to be quieter now. I'll try it out. Let's see. But otherwise, I think this one is in pretty good shape. So once I get another good recording of that, I'm going to move on to doing some output. Nice. Yes. Well, that was the first time I messed that up today. If you weren't here for the live stream on Sunday, the prior one, a couple of times I messed that up as well. I don't have singing skills, so all the cool like effects and things, it really is the looper doing it. There should be no misgivings about that. Anyway, let me put this on so I can get a good recording of that other thing. I think it does peak a little, but I'm okay with this because that's turning it up all the way or close to it, and I usually don't do that much, so I think this is good as far as input effects. Let's see what the output is. Oh yeah, this one. Let's try it. Yep, yeah, that one's solid. Got another filter here. You know, maybe I'll leave this one as the low pass filter. In the prior stream, we were talking about how I always had done low pass filters. But I don't want to change them all. I mean, low pass filter has its place. So I'll leave this one as low pass. But I'll change the settings I use. So satisfying. Do it on the drums too. So that is one lacking feature of syncing up the two loopers, is that I don't have any kind of overarching output effects. It's all only on one or the other. So I'm putting the filters on right now, but they're different filters. So that gives me a lot of power, but sometimes I just want one knob. I got enough other things I gotta mess with over here. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna keep low pass on the top looper here. And I mean, on these textures, this is actually sounding pretty good. This is my one that I've used since like 2017. I think I messed with the filter once and I said, oh, this is great. And then I was just overwhelmed by the rest of the looper. I think this is pretty good. I think I'll leave it for now. I always can come back and change it again. These particular melodies are a bit loud, but I think that's expected. Another good example of taking the bass out of the reverb. The bass has enough bass to carry the track. And I usually don't put a lot of output effects on the bass. In some of my videos you can see that, but I know I often put so many visual effects that you can't really see anything. But in the ones that you can, you may notice that this light is not lit up. That's because I'm not putting output effects on the bass. Not always. I mean, I do put effects on the bass too. That's why I'm testing it with this. But often. I think this is alright for the reverb. I don't use reverb as a output effect very often. It's so subtle. I usually don't notice it. Across, all tracks is what I mean. On individual tracks, yes. So this slicer, not bad. I like how it's cutting this one up. This one here. That sounds pretty dope. Alright, gotta fix this up. I feel a cheers moment coming on, my friends. Grab your drink. We got a cheers coming up. I gotta adjust the slicer here. You may remember that I have a new policy. A new, it's not quite policy, it's not that strong. A new leaning. Oh, that's dope, I'm keeping that. I was actually gonna turn that off, but that's really fly. If you listen really carefully, you might miss it. It's like, yeah, you're not gonna really hear it on this one because I dropped the beat out. It's at the very end of the first half. I bring the slice back in full. There, this one I gotta change too. I usually don't do an entire, layer of constant tone. I'm always switching it up. I don't know if that's necessarily what I want to always do. Alright, that's that. That's good. Good. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that slicer. Wow. You know what I should do? I should mess with the rate. Like mid-song. That should be like one of the things. I'll be like, oh yeah, here's me doing my looper improv, blah, 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 blah. And I do this, I'm like, yeah, I put a slicer on it. And then, as I get to the end. Yeah, that's kind of, you know what I need to do? That's too ungraceful. I'm not cool with that. But I could make 2 layers that are of a different slicer. I'll think about that. I'm not going to implement that here. Even though I just said I don't really use the reverb layer, which is what I would be replacing. Maybe I should. Let's test it out. Maybe I should. I want to match it otherwise perfectly. So what's the settings over here? Alright, that. I'd have to recreate all of the way the steps. I'm not gonna do that right now. Let's just test it out. Oh, totally. I have to do this. Oh, this is dope. Alright, yeah, we're doing that. Let me take those down. I'll be merciful on your ears for now. Oh, I forgot that was happening down there. That's a pretty nice transition. I didn't even mean to do that. Let me practice that a few more times. Pretty dope. Alright, so I gotta remember all these settings here. We got 91, 90, 88, 0. 91, 90, 88, 0. 91, 90, 88, 0. This is pretty good. Doing alright so far. Now I got 183, 96, 12. 183, 96, 12. While I keep messing with this. Oh man, 183, 12. Did I get that? 183, 96, 12. Oof. Pretty proud of my memory here. But that's only 2 of the screens. There's still 2 more. If I had a pen and paper, I could just do that. All right, let's keep it easy here. What do I got? All right, 90, 84, 34, 100. I already forgot one of them. 90, I thought I said 84 or something. Oh, I totally messed this one up. The last one was 100, I got that. 84, 34. Oh, I think that's what I put. Yes, I did it. This is so great. Let's celebrate with some more, of this stuff. Got one more layer, and then I got the cheers I promised you. How am I going to tease you with a cheers? That's way too teaseful. Alright. What is this last thing I need here? 99, 91, 97. Really just 917. 44. 917, 44. Awesome. I definitely got this one. All right. We have got success, my friends. Let's test it out. We are going to test out. There's something I'm missing. I think it's this. -14 and 8. Oh, that's it. Yeah. There it is. All right. Let's see. I think my verdict on that is it's not really working in this particular song, but it is a good thing that I'm glad I experimented with to have for future songs. So I'm going to keep it, which is pretty nice. Now, with that said, I was only planning to do F and F sharp. I went all the way to G. I'm pretty happy with this track. This was another one of the ones that comes from way back in the day, so it's already had a lot of evolution. But I'm glad I made a couple tweaks. I'm going to test out the levels, and then I think I'm going to save it, and that's probably going to be it for today. But I promised you a cheers first. Grab your drink. Grab your drink. We doing that, and I think it's pretty tight when we sink. I mean, we drink all this, and it is nice. Check it, I like to do this. I might do it a little more, like twice or thrice or 4, or maybe more than that. All right, of course I have to do the cheers, and that would be nice. Grab your drink, my friends. We are doing the cheers, and it's going to be really the highlight of your entire life. Look at how connected you feel to everybody else doing this cheers. On 3, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. You're going to be so refreshed. Here it comes, my friends. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Cheers. Yeah, Robo coming in with the clinking cheers mugs. Oh yeah, clouds make wars in the place. By the way, as a reminder for anybody else, who's watching this after the stream is over, or anybody who's on the stream now but you're not participating in the chat, you should at least look at the chat, because everybody that's here is an artist and they all make dope stuff. I commented on most of everybody's. Loop Base Zero I talked about earlier, Robo talked about earlier, but Clouds is just, man, how do I even describe what Clouds makes? It's like this, it's like a waterfall. Like every song is like a waterfall. By which I mean, put on my filter up there so I could talk. It's like this cascading layers of things that are like, are they the same length, or is there different geometry to the way the melodies are stacking up? And it's all, it's awesome. And the other cool thing about Clouds' page is that he often releases like a whole album at a time. So it'll be like, 10 songs or something on a particular theme, or all coherent in a certain style. Really dope. Really dope. Welcome, Clouds. Thank you for joining us. We're testing out levels here. Overall, not bad. I think this one might be a little loud. Same over here, a little loud. What are these? Oh, that, okay. Yeah, this is pretty good. So I should test some output effects. Can I just compliment y'all? Can I just compliment everyone? There's such a cool chat going on right now. Everybody putting stuff in the chat. It's a very entertaining experience. And it's cool that we all know each other. Everybody here, I found just randomly, just exploring various independent artists and stuff, people who drop a new song a couple times a month or whatever, which is everybody here. And there's so many different styles. It's really dope. I don't always have time to catch up. My list of songs to go check out is, it grows faster than I can keep up with it. But I try to prioritize the people who are, down, which is like everybody who's here in the chat right now. So shout out to everybody who's here in the chat. This is the med down community happening. We got to test some output layers. I'm confident in these two, but we'll see if I want to deviate from the norm a bit. Yeah, that's good. I got to use that more. That effect is good when you have sharper emphases, which is why it works so well on the drums. It's such a natural thing to do. So you gotta catch it just right. It works better on staccato type stuff. But it's dope. I'm keeping it. That's a good output effect. There's no arguing that. Now we got this one's filter. I'll let this one be a low pass also, even though I'm changing it up a lot. That one I'm mad. Oh, that sounds so good. Which layer is that? Is that this one? No, is it this one? Yeah, it's that one. Oh, I should do that as an input effect. That's one thing that's nice about these loopers, is that pretty much all the effects, I can put them, I should say for the Mark II. What I'm about to say is only true for the Mark II. That anything I can use as an effect, it's available to me as both an input and an output. So that's pretty nice. So as I'm exploring this filter here, I'm like, oh, I should put that as an input effect. Because I can program it over here in my input layers. How do I like this as an output, the filter? It's not bad. But I should change it up just because, you know, that was my one that I've inherited since back in 2017 or whatever it was. I like filters in general. I like being able to mess around with all these, you know, outputs. And this is a strength, like I was saying earlier. Now I can have different filters on the different loopers, which is cool. Even though there are a lot of times, like I was saying earlier, when I'd like to have just one knob. Can I just have one output? Maybe Boss will make like a, I don't know how they could engineer that actually. Never mind. I can like, you know, be a 5-year-old kid and draw with my crayons on a piece of paper what I want. And then be like, come on, you do this. But, you know, I don't think these devices have that kind of interface to let me have one output that controls both of them. Unless it's just purely the audio and that's it. You know, nothing about individual layers. Then sure, I can feed them through a single filter. But man, they got so many options. Yeah, I think this one's good. What about, maybe if I drop this, let's see. No. Yeah, I want resonance. Get even more wet on that. That's a little too wet, I think. That was still a little too wet. This is pretty good. It's really sensitive. I remember doing this previously with this effect. This is just another filter here. I want to set that to be the same. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. I hit the stop really dramatically, but I shouldn't have because I still have 2 output channels I need to test. So we're going to do that. I still need to remember to do this as a transition for the drums. I did this accidentally earlier, and I was like, oh, that's good. What a good transition for the drums. Reverb output, let's see. Oh no, I got the 2 slicers. I did that already. Alright, I think these are good. I think these are good, friends. I'm going to save this. I'm going to close out everything that's active on this looper here. Feeling pretty good about that. Let me save it. There we go. Excellent. Executing. Beautiful. Can you believe this? I was 150% productive. This is great. I was only planning to do F and F sharp, but now I got all the way up to G. Frankly, I have the energy to do G sharp, but I'm going to just opt not to. Instead, you didn't see this coming. I'm going to have a piece of sushi. If you happen to also have some sushi, we could do some sushi cheers. That'd be pretty nice. Friends, I need a drink to wash down my sushi. So grab your cup. We're going to do our final cheers of the stream. Final cheers of the stream, friends. Thank you for being here today. You did such a good job. Look how connected you are with everyone else. What a great, inspiring experience this is. You're going to do some cheers along with everyone else. What a great, great opportunity this is for you. Here it comes on 3, my friends. Join me in some cheers. Join the rest of us. We're all going to do some cheers. We're all going to do some cheers. We're all going to do some. We're all going to do some. This is pretty nice. We're all going to do some. There it was. It was on this layer. Can you believe that? I accidentally looped a thing. This is hilarious. What a great way to end. Let's just play that. We're all going to do some. There you go. We're all going to do some. We're all going to do some tight. What kind of outputs can I? We're all going to. Yes. We're all going to do some. Can you imagine a better way? We're all going to. Yes. We're all going to do some. We're all going to do some. Nice. We're all going to do some. Oh, that's so good. We're all going to do some. All right, now we can do it like this. Yes. Oh my God, that has to be. We're all going to do some. I have to do that in future streams because I usually don't use these 2 layers on the end here on the lower looper. Occasionally I do. I have some atonal things that I sometimes do down here. But that'd be hilarious. I should just record myself accidentally saying stuff and randomly play it. That'd be good. That'd be a good theme in future streams. And anyway, any case, thank you for being here, my friends. We are done with streaming for today. I still got a few more. I got to do G sharp all the way up to B. So what is that, 5? 4? That's 4 more keys. So I'm going to be doing at least 1 more stream for that, maybe 2 more. We'll see how many I get through. But like I was saying earlier, this is kind of fun. I might just cycle through all 22 and just keep refining and refining and refining and hanging out and chatting with you because this is a cool experience. Thanks for being here for a cool experience, my friends. I'm ending the stream. Closing catchy phrase.